the Lord on one of his thrones. Besides this divine appearance which Ezekiel saw, Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 28, the Bible describes God enthroned on 3 other occasions, once as seen by Isaiah, and twice as seen by John, the Revelator, to wit, 1. I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphims. Each one had 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. And one cried unto another, and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the posts of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke. Isaiah chapter 6, verses 1 through 4. 2. And immediately I was in the Spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. And round about the throne were 24 seats, and upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white raiment, and they had on their heads crowns of gold. And there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of God. And before the throne there was a sea of glass, like unto crystal. And in the midst of the throne, and round about the throne, were 4 beasts full of eyes before and behind. Revelation chapter 4, verse 2, and verses 4 through 6. 3. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb. Revelation chapter 22, verse 1. Since the throne seen by Isaiah was a train, retinue, and since as it entered into the temple, the posts of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke, Isaiah chapter 6, verses 1 and 4, it therefore is a traveling throne, whereas both the one of Revelation chapter 4, having the sea of glass before it, and the one of Revelation chapter 22, having the river of life before it, are stationary thrones. Though the one which Ezekiel saw is similar to the one which Isaiah was shown, yet they are distinct and separate thrones, for each of the seraphims of Isaiah's vision has 6 wings, while each of the cherubims of Ezekiel's vision has but 4. In the latter, moreover, the cherubims stood under the throne, whereas in the former they stood above it. On record, therefore, are 4 thrones, 2 stationary and 2 traveling. In determining the location of the throne of Revelation chapter 4 and the one of Revelation chapter 22, we note to begin with that the latter, the one from which the river of life proceeds, is, says the Revelator, the throne of God and of the Lamb, that upon which Christ sat at the right hand of God after his resurrection. The former, the one having the sea of glass before it, is, also according to John's view, in the most holy apartment of the heavenly sanctuary, for John saw before it 7 lamps of fire. Revelation chapter 4, verse 5. A sanctuary fixture. As in vision the Apostle John was granted a view of the temple of God in heaven, he beheld there 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne. The Great Controversy, page 414. Then, concerning the Father and the Son's moving from the throne of God and of the Lamb, the one where the river of life is, to the throne where the sea of glass is, we read, I saw the Father rise from the throne, and in a flaming chariot go into the Holy of Holies within the veil, and sit down. Then Jesus rose up from the throne. Then a cloudy chariot, with wheels like flaming fire, surrounded by angels, came to where Jesus was. He stepped into the chariot and was borne to the holiest, where the Father sat. Early Writings, page 55. Recording the same event as he saw it, Daniel says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. Daniel chapter 7, verses 9 and 10. Our greatest interest, however, at this point, is to know the location and the mission of the throne which Ezekiel saw, and concerning which he says, I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 4. The fact that the whirlwind enveloping the throne came, says Ezekiel, shows that this throne, just as with the one of Isaiah chapter 6, is a moving one, and that it came to the banks of the river Chebar. This is the living creature, continues Ezekiel, that I saw under the God of Israel, who is above the cherubims, by the river of Chebar, and I knew that they were the cherubims. And the cherubims lifted up their wings, and mounted up from the earth in my sight. Ezekiel chapter 10, verses 20 and 19. As the chariots mounting up from the earth shows that in this particular throne God visits the earth and then, when his mission is accomplished, returns to heaven, naturally our uppermost desire is to know the answer to the question,